We are back in, and ooh, already I'm seeing some nice stuff here from WE. They got the Jin for Prince, they've got the Camille for Wayward, and we were only just talking in the break right there about how WE, they tend to be much better in situations when they play through topside, and it looks like exactly what they're going to be trying to do.
Yes, 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 and yes. Give me a champion for Wayward where he can make his own plays. Now, what does 369 have into this? Because Renekton has been banned away, and I'm assuming maybe you can go towards maybe like a Tang. I don't know, like you bring out the Ornn. You have so many pick potential on the map that I feel like you need to facilitate that, and you need to take a backseat here for 369. So I'm thinking like Udyr, K'Sante, Ornn is all pretty good and dandy for me. I feel like the K'Sante does fit the bill right here. There's a lot of slows, there's a lot of crowd control from, you know, the Ashe and the Varus. Now, what I have my eyes on is that Viego Ari, which is going to take control of the very early game for the side of top esports. We saw BLG yesterday get a double AD carry bot lane, and what they did is they split the map in half, and then they dove that enemy bot lane over and over again, because you have so much control and push with a double range bot lane. And right here, TES have all the tools to do that.
I think that's a Camille support. Yeah, I kind of looked away for a second. I was looking at a couple of stats and whatnot, and then I was just like, wait a minute, that's a Twisted Fate. I was like, wait a minute, they already had a Jin. I went through like a million different emotions. A Camille support for WE, Lwandy. Wayward with the tweet. I mean, the sentiment still stands. We still can have a play towards topside here for WE. However, it's not going to be that same level of kind of aggressive play. It's going to be more of a whittle down the enemy top laner and go for towers kind of topside play.
Absolutely, and I feel like specifically right now, because you're going to have the double AD carry bot lane for top esports, you can allow yourself to play towards that bot side of the map and shut them down. Because I feel like there's so much playmaking potential in Wayward's hands, having that Twisted Fate into the K'Sante, that you don't necessarily need to play for him. He already has that free pick towards the top side of the map to start pressuring them up for you.
We'll have to wait and see, because this is a very curious one. I would be surprised if we've ever had a Camille support here in the LPL, or even LoL Professional League, to be perfectly honest, in any of the major regions. But WE, they feel like something was missing, a bit of a ruse, if you will, to try and get them back into some kind of a standings. And they're throwing it in. They're seeing what can work for them right now. Their comp is wacky, it's zany, but my God, does it look fun.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Lwandy has played 41 champions in his career, and Camille is not one of them.
Right.
However, he has a huge array of champions in general in his pool. He's played everything from melees to AP carries to AD carries, even in the bot lane. But Camille is going to be a first-time champion officially right here from Lwandy. And I mean, I can see the potential. It sets up Xin really, really well. A W from Jin hitting straight into a Camille hookshot could be exactly what you need, and top esports are definitely going to pay respect to the early gold card access from the side of WE. They're not even going to get anywhere near your typical line of scrimmage. Only K'Sante is just looking, glancing at the river towards the top side of the map.
No way. And I love the innovation. I love being weird and wacky and trying to go for cool different things. However, and this is a big, big, big however, if you fall behind normally, it's a bad thing. If you fall behind to an Ashe Varus on the side of top esports as a Camille support with a Jin, I really don't see how you can come back into the game. It is such a high risk, high reward strategy, because you can see here, I mean, they're going to look for the engage now, and they're going to try and go for the 2v2. They will get a fair bit of damage, but this is what I'm talking about. Now they can force summoners out of Prince, and those extra auto attacks from Meiko are going to make it so difficult. Now you're in a bit of a sorry situation here as WE. You went for the all-in, it didn't work.
And I feel like for Heng, starting top side and ending bot side is going to result in his bot side being pretty much taken. I feel like Tian right here should do his bot side quadrant straight into enemy blue side. You've got so much support through your bot lane. You're going to have so much support through your mid lane as well with the Ari. So I definitely want Tian to just beeline enemy jungler here, if not even try and dive, specifically because Prince does not have his flash up and available for him. He was burnt away. You'll see Tian instantly into that invade. And Heng right here knows he's going to get invaded. Usually a little trick that junglers do when they know they're going to get invaded on the bot side is you do your first 3 camps, you go back, you buy a long sword, and then you walk towards that bot side being a little bit stronger. No, you're going to be most likely a man down, but someone getting zoned off of the tower this time. That someone getting zoned off the tower is going to be Prince. Exactly.
Oh,
that is a lot of XP, CS, gold that's been missed right here in Tian. He's just waiting for Heng, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a common thing we see now, just with the fact that when you just can't leave this combination of Ashe Varus down, because the big thing that people don't realize is we do get the last time we had a support Camille. It was 2017, played by Road and Aime. That is a long time ago. That is 7 years ago, nearly 2,593 days.
Wow.
And that's a long time, but this is what I was going to say, is that, like, you know, when you get this Ashe and the Varus combination, it's because that level 1 is so powerful when she takes the rune that gets her sped up, basically, when you're slowed down. So having the hail of arrows, having things that can just combo and synergize together so well in those early stages, it makes it such a difficult, you know, lane matchup to go for. And he has 3 CS right now, and that's not where you want a Jhin to be, especially without his flash.
Yeah, 21 to 3 CS right here. Level 2 to level 3. Very close to level 4, I would assume, for JackeyLove and Meiko. And also, playing against a double range bot lane, we have mentioned it makes it so easy for you jungler to invade. And that's exactly what Tian has done right here. You see that he will end up in CS. He's an entire camp up onto the Zinzak. He's going to take top lane Scuttle Crab as well right here. And honestly, it doesn't defeat the purpose, because playing that Jinto was the bot side of the map, you were expecting to lose that initial matchup. And we did say that we wanted WE to play for Wayward, but instead of playing for Wayward, they gave him a pick that he has a lot of agency on, in the likes of the Twisted Fate, a lot of split push potential on, and they were like, listen, we know that you're very strong, take that Twisted Fate, bully the heck out of that Cassante, keep him in lane, and then we can win the rest of the map. It's just the second part of, hey, we'll win the rest of the map that's not really going well, and Lwandy's taking a lot of punish for stepping up.
Oh, Lwandy just about gets himself out with his life, doesn't use his flash, but honestly...
Back to base.
Back to base, and I don't know if he's going to be allowed to go back to base. Tian is sprinting down here, will have enough time to go for it. But now
however,
they know
Prince,
for sure that Prince is all alone in the world, and there's not really a lot else Prince could do. We'll get the cleanse out just to make sure he can try and walk away from this one. We'll miss the deadly flourish. They now know that the Xin Zhao is nowhere near here. First blood over to the side of JackeyLove, and this bot lane is over.
I can't tell if JackeyLove deserved to steal that kill away from Tian, since he didn't necessarily participate in it, but however, he did participate in the whole shenanigans that have happened in the bot lane that did result in this particular quote-unquote dive, if you will, between the 2 towers from Tian. So we'll give it to him. Lwandy is looking for mid lane. However, this Ahri does have ult.
Yeah.
Creme will choose to use that just to get out.
I feel like this bot lane, Georgia, is just not what it needs to be. It feels like this is just going to go worse and worse, to be perfectly honest, when you're already turning around at the Camille and saying, right, I need to leave the Jhin alone.
But this is the problem right here. You cannot play for your top side because you're playing into Cassante lane. You're trying to gank mid lane, but Ahri is very mobile. Lwandy is just going to try to cheekily try and steal some chickens away from Tian right now, because there is no point in this Camille being bot lane. And oh no, this was supposed to go the completely different way around.
Oof. Not quite in a position to go for it there. There was still a flash available for Wayward, but yeah. This game is all of a sudden starting to run away for the side of WE, and it's going to get even worse now in a second, because you do have flash, but do you have enough to get away from here? The flash will get you out just about, but you lose half your HP, and I mean, I just feel bad for Prince right now. What is he supposed to do?
I see Lwandy. He was giggling when that happened, by the way. I think he knows the amount of screwed that they are right now, because he's like, yo, so what are we exactly doing with this Camille? He's like, okay, we'll play that level 1, level 2. Hey, if we fall behind, it's GG. And
literally.
He pretty much knows that he pretty much knows Lwandy just walked back into this bot side river giggling while he saw Prince sort of flash away from Ashe and Varus. So at least they're keeping their spirits up. I mean, they're way well into contention for playoffs. They're 7-5. They do have a bunch of wins under their belt. Now, of course, beating top esports right here would make a huge sort of flag for them in terms of beating a team that's so far up the standings from them. However, I don't think today is going to be that case. I feel like it's so difficult for Camille, Jin to get back into the game. And however, you can say, hey, majority of top esports is quite squishy. Only Cassante is very tanky. And yes, Jin does struggle against tanks, but the rest of them are pretty squishy. Yeah, I don't think that Jin is going to get to that place where he's going to be one-shotting any of the squishies. And even if he is, your composition isn't really built to do that. You've got a split pusher, a mage that likes to poke, and then random Camille support.
Yeah, we'll see a bit of an engagement with this top side. This is how you kind of work for yourself. Without a ghost available for Wayward, doesn't really mean he's going to be able to get much else out of that, apart from the Heartbreaker from Tian. Maybe Lwandy wants to go for a little bit of a skirmish elsewhere. He's
still level 4?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a bit XP starved right now, so I don't know if this is the correct play to be trying to go for this. And Prince is more than just XP starved. Prince is just starving in general, whatever you want. Like, there's nothing you can do. This is the thing. This is why I had such a weird issue with this, you know, this Camille.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else is he supposed to do?
The despair.
He can't walk up. He can't go anywhere. And the Camille can't do anything either, so they have to give up.
See, here's the funny part, right? Usually when you leave your AD carry alone in lane, you're like, listen, hey, we've fallen behind. You take your XP solo. He doesn't take any XP. He cannot even walk underneath his tower. The only thing they need to hope for is that top esports absolutely ignore the creeps dying and just take the tower. Like, this is his only out. His only out is that JackeyLove takes his tower. But no, they played very clever, and now they brought Tian again down the bot lane. There are no TPs to defend Prince. Oh no, the despair.
It's rough, buddy. It's just rough, buddy. He can't even recall. He's not gonna be allowed to recall. And they know he's just dead to rights. He has a cleanse. We'll use it straight away. And they're almost certainly gonna be able to get him down now with a little bit of a CC, a little bit of help from your friends. JackeyLove picks up another one. Look, I don't like to use the word sad a lot, but my God, that bot lane is sad. And yes, the tower has now been taken, but like 33 CS, 0-2 down, and JackeyLove, I would not be... There we go, thank you so much. It is literally twice the gold. It's more than twice the gold in favor of JackeyLove over Prince. Like, that is disgusting.
And unfortunately, your top side of the map is not going that great either. Sure, 20 CS up on your Twisted Fate is incredibly good, but it's not going to be the game changer right here. WE want to make it the game changer. Iwandy's still level 4.
They're still going to go all out there. Iwandy trying to see if he can make something work with this, and Wayward will pick up that kill. Nicely done there. The flash, hook shot, wall shot into the Ignite will be enough to take down 369, who really did want to have themselves this. And here's the thing. When TES take the first turret of the game, they win the game. That's just how it's been. If they get first turret, they have won all games in which they've taken first turret. So this is a good sign for TES fans, not a great sign for the side of WE fans.
I'm going to add a caveat right here. I don't think this particular game needed the first tower to go down in favor of TES to be done. So now, of course, the teleport is going to come in from Creme. Creme can actually follow this one up if Prince stayed literally a second longer. Malignant's pick right there from Creme onto the Ari. He could definitely just chase down Prince, but Prince at this point, I don't know if you've ever seen the cat despair emote in Twitch chat, but I think this would very much be the emote that he would spam right now if he could. He's absolutely starved. He's got boots versus an entire item for the likes of JackeyLove versus an entire item for anyone on the side of top esports. You look at Viego, you look at Ari, they all have one, and he's just sitting there with half a static shiv, which, to be honest with you, it's more of like a helping item in terms of playing Jin as well. Helps you shove out the wave a little bit. It doesn't do much in terms of like the power itself of the champion in terms of team fighting.
Yeah, they're looking for a kill onto Heng, and they will get it as well. Blink and you'll miss it, Georgia. That is just kind of how this game has been. And that's
I did.
Might be looking for a little bit more. Not quite sure how he missed that Q, but I don't think it really matters. He's just got the damage to make this work. And so does Creme on the back side of this one here. He can Spirit Rush in, get the damage down, will not land the charm. And we'll still just kind of keep pushing in, but like they can go for full 5 plates now on this bot side. Lwandy not quite going down. Oh, FoFo, he flashed. but it still wasn't enough. I think he was on single-digit HP there for a second. But more plates, more dragons, more control, and more praise to top esports. It's WE. They're in a little bit of a free fall right now. Don't think they really know where to go. And honestly, the worst time to be hitting a bit of a lull in your gameplay is not towards the end of the season when you're hitting playoffs.
Absolutely, especially when other teams are rising onto the occasion, right? We just saw OMG getting their 7th win on the board. WE would also have 7 wins, so your position could be up for grabs if you... Well, not grabs. Grabs no longer on the map. Yeah, your position could be up for grabs if you just fold like this. And honestly, we thought they put a pretty good fight in the early game, in game number 1 versus Top Esports. But again, Top Esports are putting on a clinic on both times. And I feel like against really great teams, like we're talking top 5, top 4 in the league, I feel like trying more cheesy picks is not a bad thing, because if it works out and you can pull out a W like this, then you could potentially like pull a ban, then you make other teams fear that pick for you as well. So I feel like the Camille had some sort of idea of, hey, if we shut down a double range bot lane by picking that Camille / Jhin combo, then maybe it will be feared further on down the line. Maybe they will not be picking it into us again. Maybe they will ban the Camille away. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. They did try. They got very close in the early game. However, 369 is also getting very close to 4 members of WE. Make it 5.
He's still doing Cassante things right now. He almost picks up a kill on the Prince. He almost gets 1 for none. It's 2 kills, 3 over to the side of WE, and that is the kind of play they needed. They get themselves the bot lane and the top lane of Top Esports, and they've driven themselves back into this game. The gold lead no longer a big deal.
Yeah, and that is a huge shutdown from JackeyLove that went over either to Wayward or FoFo, both great champions to pick up that shutdown from JackeyLove. And again, they get to breathe a little bit on the map. I think this is huge. 369, huge overstep right here. If he thinks he can take the entire of WE, and maybe in the previous patch, wink wink, he could do the Cassante things right there. But he is stuck into the Camille ult, doesn't have flash, he's running the ghost, so Prince flashes away from him literally with a slither of health. And they trade 1 for 2 right here. However, Creme has been hammering that top side of the map. We'll take that top lane tier 1. And again, you see how a little bit for WE, they started breathing again on the map. They are even in gold at this point. And if they can get Wayward to be enough of a nuisance towards the top side of the map, maybe they can start pulling numbers on a side lane from TES to try and shut him down.
It's also lethality, Camille, in case anyone was wondering. Not bruiser, not tank, lethality. Got itself a nice little bit of cooldown reduction, and just honestly, it just seems like it is literally a find champion, CC champion kind of setup right now, as we do have movement in this mid lane, and oh, they get themselves all the CC in the world here on the FoFo, and he has no way of surviving that. The chain of corruption. Whoa, what is going on with this?
Whoa,
we are moving straight up to the end of the. What is happening? Well, I'm not quite sure what went down there.
Hey guys, I think Top Esports gone, guys.
Replay machine died. I am not quite sure what happened, but I do believe our replay machine died.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You did not see it. You did not see it. This game is very close. WE can turn this around. Don't you worry.
God damn, that was
And we have been put into the
past. Well,
we have been put into the past.
We've been put back 4 minutes, so that's fine. But we know kind of what we think. I think we saw a glimpse into the future, and I don't think that future was very good for Topi.
No, you didn't. WE believers keep believing. No, you didn't. You didn't see nothing.
There's hopium, there's copium, and then there's delusion.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a play in the top lane, and Heng will die without using his ult. Let's see if I'm clairvoyant. Yes, I am.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You just know every single play. You know what I think is going to really open up this game? At around 15 minutes, I see an Ash Arrow. If they can get it onto FoFo specifically, that could really change how this game's going to go, you know?
Listen, Creme is going to miss a long-range E right here. Oh, just about. Wow. Damn, we're good at this.
You look, sometimes you just have it. Sometimes you're born with it. Sometimes you have it all to you know, just know exactly how each player is going to be, you know? It's just how it is. But obviously we're having a little bit of fun. These are the unfortunate issues when we have you know, kind of different broadcasts, different times, different venues, and we try to bring as much as we possibly can. But look, at the end of the day, it's not the destination, Georgia, it's the journey. And the journey is the important thing here for Top Esports, because we need to see just how good they can be. And we know they can be good against lower ranked teams, but it is the ones that kind of, you know, the big four, if you will, the top four, even five, because they did lose a game against IG. Those are the ones we're really kind of curious about going in later on in the split and even obviously in the playoffs.
I mean, absolutely, right. In game number 1, I feel like WE tried to shut down the bot lane, and when this happened to TES versus teams like JDG or BLG, I'm gonna bring up JDG because it was their most recent series, and if you will, one that was very sought after in terms of like viewers wanted to see, can TES sort of battle against JDG? Well, the answer is no spoiler, it's already happened. They couldn't, because once that bot lane was set behind, once JackeyLove fell behind, they just couldn't find a way to bring them back into the game. Now, if it was like against WE, who is a team that's more middle of the pack, towards top of more middle of the pack, they were able to sort of have our JackeyLove around in every single team fight. So even though Smolder did fall behind, he was part of every single shenanigan that was happening on the map. And now we just need to see Top Esports sort of replicate that versus teams that are above them in the standings, versus the JDGs, the BLGs, you know? 369 is about to run into 5 people. We just watch this, and
he might be able to Cassante his way out of it. If he gets 1 kill, he should be fine, and he does. That is exactly what they needed to do. They will kill him off eventually, and this will be a great turnaround play for WE. Obviously, we will wait another minute, and then we will be in the land of not knowing what's going on. But for now, WE, they are making plays, and this is why we had like such high hopes for WE kind of starting off in this split as well, because when they kind of started off here, they were making good plays, they were getting good games against, you know, teams that we thought maybe would do better against them. Now, obviously, we've come later on to the split, we are seeing the likes of Weibo and LNG and EDG, to be perfectly honest as well, just kind of not be the teams we expected them to be. However, WE, they have shown every now and again that they can do these moments where they will, you know, find an opportunity. They will kind of force you to double check whether or not you can just be walking by yourself like the 369 was there. Just because you're a Cassante doesn't mean you're not killable.
Yep, I think 369 forgot which patch he's on, so he took his chance into 5 members. They knew they were ahead. You're not that far ahead. It's like a 1k goal difference up max at the time that he took this fight, and even though he had levels up onto the Camille and onto Princess Jin, that doesn't mean that the rest of the members do not hurt. You'll see that Twisted Fate is towards his second item, and again, I feel like Twisted Fate has to be a win condition right here for WE. The split push, the side lane pressure coming in from this champion will be problematic later on. You're gonna have to match it somehow, and if you can successfully keep your core trio, the Zinzao, the Jin, and the Camille underneath the tower trying to defend, then this could be huge. FoFo right here is gonna get caught, and unfortunately, even though Heng does try to flash ult forward, dissuade any damage coming through, it's not going to be the case. Heng almost loses his life as well.
Now we start to go into the land of, we're not quite sure exactly how we go, but maybe Lwandy getting caught out, the flash, not going to be needed. Just hook shots, wall shots over the wall, but I mean, Creme looks so comfortable on this Ahri right now. Just knowing how comfortable he is with this kind of a pick makes it so difficult for teams to try and deal with Top Esports and what they bring. And now, you know, top lane is getting sieged in here, but you're losing 2 turrets here in favor for Top Esports. That's going to bring their gold lead right back up, if not exceed the 2,000 they previously had. They're still waiting on a first item for Prince. This is so rough for him right now. Just not really able to play the game.
I don't think there's anything else Wayward can do right now. He just has to be a side lane user. Let's see if Lwandy can get a pretty good hook shot right there, because Wayward's on the side.
They need to force this. Wayward's going to lose his gold card, though, because he does not have the rapid fire cannon, which means Lwandy goes in and he ends up dying. Wayward's going to almost certainly execute towards the tower, but they're going to TP as well, just to be sure that he cannot stop it. They're going to give it over to the Ahri. Creme gets himself a kill, and WE are in free fall. This is a game that has had a game plan, no longer has a game plan.
It had a game plan, which is, hey, we'll take a trade, level 1, level 2, as a Camille Jin. Maybe we cheese them, maybe we don't. If we don't, go next. Unfortunately, this is go next series because it's your last chance to equalize the series right here. If you lose 2-0, it's over. It's a best of 3. They tried something right here with Prince opening up, curtain call into Lwandy flashing through, but he takes so much damage through the stun from Viego. And by the time Wayward wraps around, he's just alone.
Yeah, he is just...
A little dance?
Yeah, just starts dancing. Get that Gangnam style going, but it is what it is, and I do feel like we are at the beginning of the end here for WE. 1 or 2 more fights is all they kind of really have left for them. Wayward trying his best. Static Shiv finally gets finished up for Prince, but I mean, that is the least impactful item that you can possibly think of. Ghost gets popped by Wayward to make sure he does not get caught out by Creme, but that's going to be the Dragon confirmed by the side of top esports. WE, they just don't have a response. I mean, this is the thing, when you go for such a squishy composition, you fall this far behind, you're just not going to be able to fight them in any kind of sense without having a numbers advantage.
Okay, get Lyric in here. Is this going to be the fastest game of the split? Because I feel like at this point, top esports are only playing for that. They know they have already won. The game is very difficult to be turned around. They do, like, W do not have the means to do the damage right now. They don't have damage anywhere pretty much. Like, Static Shiv again built onto Jin does nothing over in the early game for his damage profile. So
maybe. I mean, we'll see. 22-10. That's the marker, but it kind of needs to be like 22-10. It needs to be more like 21-55 because there is a 15-second kind of like, you know, transition. So they've got about 3 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be that quick, but we'll see. You know, they could go for a big fight and maybe go for something there, but it looks like WE trying to just group together to make sure Wayward can push as best he can. Wayward has got a fair amount of attack speed and attack kind of wave clear. It's unfortunate for him that he's just lacking in damage, and I think that's the big thing right now. Unless FoFo is able to get significant work here done and maybe get himself up to a Lwandy's, it's just not going to be enough for how far behind they are.
And as you can see, every single lane pushing into them now. The positive thing right here is this is a Cloud Soul. Don't necessarily care too much if you're WE to give this one away, so you don't have to fight for it. However, 10 seconds from now, the Baron spawns as we have reached the 20-minute mark in this game. And with double AD carry, Viego and Ari, you can burn through this Baron so freaking quickly. You see that 369 passes past the Baron. He pings it as well. He's like, are we doing this? Are we not? We have the power. This could be like one last team fight. They call Prince. They cleanse onto the arrow.
Arrow down, but Prince's cleanse down as well. Now WE, they're behind on the play a little bit. You can see Lwandy and Heng looking to try and maybe get behind enemy lines. This is a nice play if they do not get caught. There's no vision here to indicate where they could be. This is it. This is your Hail Mary. You know the Baron is going to be the next call here for top esports. You imagine that's going to be the final push if top esports get it. I mean, they have to. You have to go for a Hail Mary here.
I feel like top esports know what's up. Like, they're pinging all over the map. They're like, they're somewhere, guys. They're for sure somewhere.
They're going for the try and find the final fight. But they get the virus, they lose the Camille. 1 for 1 is not bad, but I think at 1 for 2 isn't great. They will get the Spiraling Despair. They couldn't get Prince or FoFo right on top of this. Wayward, a million miles away from where he should be. Gonna try and recall. But I do believe Tian should find him out now in a second. Yep, there it is, and there's no escape for you now, my friend. There's an arrow to the face to guarantee it. Wayward will go down, and that's going to be the Baron, you imagine, going over to the side of top esports. This game is all but done now, Georgia, as the side of WE crumble with their Pocket Camille support. Not really what we thought it could be.
Yeah, and top esports were so aware that they were getting flanked. They were so aware that the Camille was going to be coming somewhere from their jungle together with Heng onto that Xin Zhao. And W do not have a jungle. They don't have a chance of stealing this Baron. Maybe a W from Prince if Tian closes his eyes and tries to smite blindly, perhaps. He's not playing Lee Sin though, so he's going to be able to see that HP bar. It's not going to be the case. Top esports do not want to take the chance right here. And again, top esports are probably like one of the slowest teams when it comes to like closing games out, even when they're that far ahead. And JackeyLove He's gonna get pinned down by the Camille and taken out. And I feel like this was a pretty good trade to have. You sacrifice your under-leveled Camille support for the AD carry, who's super fed on the side of Top Esports. But they ended up losing 3 members all in all. However, Top Esports do like to play. Again, this game is very, very slow. Sorry, my bad for asking this was going to be the fastest game of this week. I didn't know that we were watching Top Esports here.
not quite the fastest, but it's still fairly fast. And Top Esports being our fastest team on average. Good golly, miss Molly. That is a lot of damage. Lwandy gonna have to try and just look at his team from the gray screen. FoFo's already flashed away. The Spiraling Despair gonna do a little bit of damage to Creme, but nothing of any real significance. A double kill for him. This could be the game right here. You've lost a lot of pressure, and they're already pushing in and knocking on your base.
Absolutely, and you do have TP on your area as well to TP straight back into base. But knowing Top Esports right here, they're going to go to the bot side of the map. They do have 369 pressuring in yet another wave. Then they're going to press their B buttons. Then they're going to go Dragon. They're not even going to try to take that bot lane tower. They're going to press their B buttons. They're going to go towards the Dragon, and they're going to play textbook.
Yep, no need to go for anything crazy right now for Top Esports. They know they're still hunting for a top 2 finish. Will be difficult considering they are 2 games behind, I believe, now on JD Gaming, but actually maybe only 1 if they do win this series. But yeah, 10-3, and I do believe JD Gaming are 11-2, so only 1 game behind. The arrow does land. That's a max stun. He has no oh my god, he had no tenacity whatsoever. So yeah, Lwandy goes down. This could be the Baron to start, and honestly, it's just gonna lead to another advantage to the side of Top Esports. WE, you gotta fight this. If you don't fight it, you're gonna lose anyway. You might as well.
Oh, let's see if Heng can actually get himself into the pit. W connecting potentially onto the Baron. He can just find himself in a 50-50 situation, but 369 pushing forward.
Yeah, Wayward being chased down by Creme here. It's a fight on 2 fronts, a 1v1 between the top laner and mid laner of WE and Top Esports, and the rest of the team of Top Esports taking down WE. That's going to be all she wrote, you would imagine, with Prince now being chased down. Honestly, could take this 1v2 and quite comfortably come out alive. But Lwandy says, I'll take a 1v1 against the Ashe instead. Doesn't matter what way it goes, but there's a flash and a cleanse, all for naught. Top Esports just rinse WE, get themselves a 2-0, bring themselves back up into 3rd position, 10-3, 1 loss ahead of FPX as they keep searching for that top 2 finish and potentially a double elimination berth in playoffs.
There you go. Top Esports with a pretty quick 2-0. I would say that their second game was very, very, very clean. And they really need to shine. We said that for our top 4, top 5 teams, whenever they play any other team across the board, they need to be showing up and 2-0ing them, showing how strong they are, showing how strong of contenders they are going potentially into MSI. They're very close, of course, that international tournament. And Top Esports, even though slow, they look good. They look calculated.